Welcome to the RetroWolf Podcast, episode number 13. Very excited for today's guest. I've been watching his channel for I don't even know how long now. I've been watching this man's channel for a long time. He's hilarious. He really pushes the boundaries with his content, and I love it. And that is Speedy from Beyond Useless Gaming. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah.
Hell yeah. You having a good weekend?
Yeah, yesterday was a hangover day. Friday was really good.
Yeah.
Yesterday was mostly just lying on the couch and watching movies basically all day. So, yeah, it was a good weekend.
Sounds like you were recovering from a crazy Friday night, man.
Uh, well, it wasn't the most craziest, but still, quite a few beers. And yeah, it was nice, playing some games with my friend. And that's pretty much it.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Sometimes you can't beat that. Just having a friend over, having some beers, and playing some video games, man.
Yep, and this time I actually have my memory pretty much through the end, so it wasn't that bad. At least I remember I didn't do anything totally off,
So,
bad or
so you didn't
shit
get,
like that.
so you didn't get blackout drunk, then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Uh, it's a rare occasion, so
Oh man, that's awesome. So Speedy, if you could, man, take a moment to tell my audience a little bit about yourself, and then tell them anything you want to talk about your YouTube channel, man.
yeah, sure. Well, I'm Speedy from Beyond Useless Gaming, and it's a gaming related YouTube channel, but it's not the kind of channel where you maybe go for the hard facts or anything like that. It's more just some kind of might be a little bit offensive humor and kind of crude humor, stuff like that. Because honestly, if I go for a serious YouTube channel and try to lay out all the facts and shit like that and be all analytical and stuff about games, I wouldn't make it. That's not my strength, so I put my effort more in the humor. So you might say I'm almost like a comedy channel, but gaming is the thing, the area where I do the comedy usually. So that's pretty much as accurate as I can get. So
What kind of videos can people expect to see on your channel?
yeah, I do unboxing videos, collector's editions. I do pickups videos where I show all the latest games I've gotten. People probably know that from your channel also. And I do reviews where I do these skits usually in the reviews. They're pretty long videos, but they're mostly about the humor. Of course, there's my opinion about the game, and I give a review score and stuff like that. But yeah, and lately I've done few short skits just because I really didn't have anything else. So I figured, what the hell, I might do these at times because why not? And oh, I also have Let's Plays. I try to put out one Let's Play every Wednesday. I'm not actually enjoying doing Let's Plays that much. I think they are more like a kind of quick and easy video for me to do. And they also help me uh, become more fluid in the English language because that's when you're basically just playing and talking at the same time. So uh, it's more just for me to practice the fluid speaking, pretty much. So those are pretty much the type of videos I'm doing currently, from
Well,
what I remember.
yes. Well, Speedy, I have to say, man, I think your English is pretty damn good. I never have any problems understanding what you're saying, so I think your English is pretty clear and fluid. So, but for my audience, could you go ahead and tell what country you live in?
Oh yeah, I live in Finland, so that's why I might have this weird little accent, which we call rally English here in Finland. And the name comes from because there are lots of, we're a huge motorsport people here in Finland. So rally was a huge thing. And back in the 80s, 90s, we were really good at it. So whenever they gave the interviews, we were always laughing our asses off because it sounded just so freaking bad to our ear. I don't know how it sounds to foreigners, but to us it sounded just so weird. So we call it rally English, which basically you could say shitty English.
That's awesome, man. So, all right. So my geography, I'll admit to you, my geography is not that good. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Finland kind of in the area of like Sweden and Denmark and those countries?
Yeah, we're between Sweden and Russia, so
Okay.
pretty interesting place to be.
Yeah, I bet, man. And that's awesome. Those are countries that I've always wanted to visit, man. In that general area, Denmark, Sweden, Finland. Because I've always heard that they're amazing countries. Like I've always heard that the people are pretty damn happy in that part of the world. That the economy's pretty good and all that sort of thing. Is there some truth to that?
Uh, yeah, there's some truth to that. We kind of always joke here in Finland that because this is a pretty dark country most of the time of the year, it's really dark outside. So we do have lots of depressed people. So we kind of joke about that, all the depressed, because we have one of the highest suicide counts
Oh
in this
shit.
country. So that's why we joke about that. We're so happy country because all the depressed people kill themselves. So that's why I kind of have this dark sense of humor because it's a dark country. Here you kind of have to have that. But yeah, uh, but when it comes to like you said, just
Economy.
economy, yeah, it could be a lot worse. So yeah, I think we're doing okay. I'd say, yeah, seems to be, lots of job here, job offerings. My girlfriend tends to switch jobs every now and then, so she doesn't seem to have any problem finding new ones. I've been 15 years working on a same factory already, so I'm cool. So yeah,
Nice, man. Yeah, and you know what? What you said makes sense because I've always read there's been a lot of research done to, like during the winter when it's typically kind of darker outside and not as sunny and parts of the world where it's darker, it does seem like people are more depressed. So it seems like there's something to not having as much sunlight, you know what I mean, and kind of bright atmosphere. So it's kind of weird how that works, There really seems to be something to that. Now I'm
yeah,
curious,
yeah.
man. I'm curious. So I can't help but ask you this, man. Is Finland's government as corrupt and ridiculous as the government is in the US?
Well, that's a good question.
And if you can't answer that, I completely understand.
Oh, no, I don't think I have to be afraid here that they'll off me or something. This isn't Russia, which I have no problem. I love Russian people too. We deliver lots of our goods in the factory where I work to Russia. They're awesome people. So yeah, but the governments are a different thing than people usually. So it's not perfect here either. I don't think the government's perfect anywhere when it comes to that. But I do have to say it's kind of more fucked up in some places than in others. And uh, I've been kind of following the U.S. You have elections this year,
Mhm.
stuff like
The
that.
whole
They're
thing's a joke, man. The whole
they're
thing's a joke.
they're really interesting. Especially Twitter comments and stuff when your left and right get together and start talking. It's uh, you know uh, we're not at that level maybe, but we do have our own far right, far left, and they they don't mix well. Let's
No,
just say that. But yeah,
no.
I I wouldn't say it's at US level, but it's definitely out there too. So it's not just your country that has that problem, but your country probably because it's so big around the world, it's probably the most visible. I'd say that's the kind of thing where you get kind of more shit than some others.
Yeah,
I'd say that's pretty much it.
yeah, no, you're right, man. And it's the way I look at our government, and not to turn this into a podcast about politics, because we're
Yeah, please no.
definitely not going to fucking talk about politics. But I just want to say this: the way I look at our government, man, is it's kind of like watching a good reality TV show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I I actually watched almost the whole debate you had just there, Trump and Biden, and
Oh
I
God.
don't even watch my own country's debates, but that was just it was so good that I didn't finish it, but yeah, really entertaining. Let's say that.
It was definitely entertaining. You are right about that.
Yeah,
Uh, so what's your native language, man? I'm not really sure what your native language is in your part of the
yeah.
world.
Well, we talk Finland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. We have our own language, which is kind of weird. It's not like rest of the Europe because it seems like rest of the Europe, all the words and they sound more English type of words, but I think we sound more like I don't know Russia or something. Our native language. It's really hard for people to learn Finland. I've heard that Finland is one of the most difficult languages to learn. So, but yeah, uh, we talk Finnish. That's
So so I'm gonna ask you, if you don't mind, cuss me out in your native language. Let's hear it.
saatana mulkku. Menisit sinäkin vittu parturiin ja leikkaisit noin haivenet sun leukasalta.
I have no idea what you just said, but you're right. It does kind of sound like Russian a little bit. So what did you say to me, man? Let's hear it.
I said, you fucking dick, you should go to a barber and cut that stupid fucking beard you're having on your chin. It sounds better in Finnish. It's some things sound kind of different. And like one of our curse words is saatana, which is Satan. It sounds really weird if you start cursing in English, Satan. That just sounds kind of fucked up religious. But here it's kind of normal uh, curse word, kind of like vittu, which is fuck, or yeah, it's got totally different kind of flow. So it's it's an interesting comparison,
Yeah.
English and Finnish.
Nice. Yeah. I like hearing other languages, man. It's because, unfortunately I only know one language. I would love to learn another language. So like I'm curious, so would you is English a pretty common language in that part of the world? I mean, did you just kind of learn English at a young age, or did you just kind of come into it later in life?
Well, we do have English in our schools.
Oh, okay.
We also have Swedish in our schools because this is a bilingual country. We have Sweden and Finnish language here, except lots of people don't really bother learning the Sweden. Me either, because I why the hell would I? I don't even like the Swedish. I'm just kidding. It's kind of a thing here, we hate the Swedish and the Swedish hate us. We always call the Swedish gay because they sound kind of like it, and they call us drunks who stab at their, family, blackout drunk, and uh, it's a weird combination. But yeah, what was the question?
Oh yeah, yeah. When did you learn English? Like, what was it, early in life or later in life?
Yeah, I learned it. I got my NES when I was like 8 or 9, and all the games were in English, so I kind of started learning there. I did have English at school, but the teachers always complained because I learned the English from the games and it wasn't the correct English. So I learned it wrong. Let's just say that. But around I'd say 8 or 9, I started to pick up some words, and around I don't know 14, 15, I could speak it pretty good. I could understand the whole conversations and stuff. And I managed playing games back then. So basically games and movies. Movies, of course, you pick up stuff when you watch those. So yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. All right, last question in relation to your country, and this is something that I like. Anytime I talk to people that live in another part of the world, I always like to ask this. And be totally honest, man. You're not going to offend me, and I mean, you might offend some people in my audience, but they'll get over it. I'm really curious, what do people in your part of the world think of the U.S.? Be honest.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there are lots of opinions. Let's just say that. Ooh, that's a tough one. You know, I used to be kind of more the type of person that I kind of didn't like the US people that much. And I was like, we were all here scratching our heads and thinking, what the hell are you doing in Middle East and shit like that, all that kind of stuff. But as I grew up, I learned pretty much that governments are separate from the people. So for me, I don't have anything against the people there. Like I said, I don't really care for governments, but people are cool wherever, Russia, China, I don't think all Chinese are evil. But when you ask Trump, it kind of looks like that. But yeah, I kind of like to think people as individuals more nowadays than as some certain group. It's just, but it might not be as glamorous picture when you talk to most of the Finnish people.
Yeah. And I mean, I get that because I mean, I would imagine that pretty much most of what they see of the U.S. is what is depicted on the media. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. And our media only pretty much shows what your left media shows. That's yeah. It's the whole Europe. We only see whatever CNN is putting out. So I kind of did my own research and digged harder. So yeah, it's fucked up. It's kind of we get this one-sided story from media. So it's really hard to say what is what.
That's classic media, man. They're all about either one-sided or twisting the truth to meet their own agendas, man. And it
Yeah,
sucks. It sucks.
it is. And it's kind of, and I'm not picking any sides there. Don't get
Oh yeah, yeah.
don't
Me
get me
either.
that.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird, And like I posted a Twitter just a few days ago, there was actually one person on Facebook group who was asking, why doesn't the Europeans take the streets because Trump is running for president? And I was like, why the fuck should I care? I don't give a crap who you choose. Choose Kanye West for all I care. I actually watched his speech too, and it was really interesting too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't care. I don't care. You pick your president, we pick our president. Our president probably don't make as big impact as yours, but still, each their own.
Yeah, and I like what you said, man. I like what you said that you learned to separate the people that live in the country from the government because I think a lot of people around the world have that problem where they judge a country by its government, which is
Yeah,
really not fair to the people that actually live there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because I would I would I would say with 100% certainty that most people that live in other countries are not anything like the way their government is. You know what I mean? So I like
yeah,
what you said.
yeah. I know.
So to that, Speedy, I'm going to crack open my beer and say cheers, man.
Well, cheers. I have some skinny and sparkly vodka spritz. This is my girlfriend's drink, but I
Yeah.
wasn't. I wanted something a little more fruitier. So,
Well, what I have here, I don't know if you ever heard of this, but this is a very cheap American beer called Miller High Life. And
okay.
this is some good shit, man. It's cheap, but it tastes really good. It's crisp and clean. They call it the champagne of beers. That's what they call it. The
Oh,
champagne of beers. And it's good,
sounds
man.
weird.
It's good. So if
Oh,
you
I
ever,
also have I do have a beer here called Sandals.
oh, nice.
Oh, it's a pretty good Finnish beer. It's probably the my favorite when it comes to those regular market beers.
Hmm.
It ain't the cheapest, but it's good. It's good. It's worth the price.
Well, if you ever get a chance and you want to try some good cheap American beer, get you a Miller High Life, man. You can't go wrong.
I'll
So
have to see if I ever run into that.
yeah, absolutely.
I, by the way, I tried to order that. Have you watched AEW? You know, the
Mm.
wrestling. Okay, but you know Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had that wine, a little bit of the bubbly wine.
Hmm.
Uh, it came for sale out
Hmm.
there, but fuckers didn't send it to finish, so
Oh,
I couldn't get one. I really wanted that because I'm a huge fan of Chris Jericho and wrestling overall.
you
So
like his band?
yeah,
Yeah.
Fuzzy, yeah,
Yeah.
I
Pretty good.
fucking love it.
Yeah. Good band.
Yeah,
Uh, awesome, man. So, all right. So, I didn't mean to get off track so much from your YouTube channel. So, let me circle back around to Beyond Useless Gaming.
hey, I
So,
don't care. I can talk about anything. So
yeah, hell yeah. So, people out there listening, seriously, you got to check out Speedy's channel, Beyond Useless Gaming. I am going to leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description of the podcast and also all of his social media handles so you can go follow him on Twitter. And you're on Instagram too, right?
yeah,
Okay, so you can follow him on Twitter and Instagram. But seriously, you got to check out Speedy's channel. He does a fantastic job. His editing is awesome. His skits are awesome. And again, you know, his style, if you're not into his style of comedy, I understand, but if you do like crude and offensive humor, then you're gonna like Speedy's content because he really pushes the boundaries sometimes, and this man right here it doesn't give a fuck about cancel culture, and I love that.
yeah.
Oh,
And it's not as big here yet.
that's
So
what I was
I'm
gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you if you guys have this cancel culture phenomenon over there.
We have a little bit kind of here nowadays, but it's still not as bad. So I feel pretty confident I can do this for quite some time before, there's going to be a lynch mob behind my door here. So I'm kind of safe here. So yeah, I tried watching, that social justice warrior stand-up humor.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Ooh,
it's,
is it bad?
it's bad.
Are you
It's
talking
not
about?
good.
Let me make sure I understand what you're saying. Are you saying that it's actually a social justice warrior trying to do comedy, or?
Yeah, it's that, kind of
Ooh,
comedy that doesn't really offend. Well, except when I watched that, it only offended white straight males, but that's okay. So, and I don't mind. I don't mind. I like jokes about everyone. Even I actually try to look at for jokes about white people, even racist jokes, because I fucking love those for white people. But it's really hard to find good ones. Most are usually just how we can't handle pepper or something stupid like that. This is, I mean, can't you come up with anything that's a little more mean? That's kind of lame.
let me tell you. Let me tell you something that happened to me in high school one time. So, I was in class and I was sitting. Next to me was a friend of mine. He was black. Me and him were good friends. And he says to me one day. He goes. He goes, What do you call two people wrapped in plastic?" And I was like, "What, man?" And he goes, "A pack of crackers." I thought that was hilarious, man. It did,
That's good. That's
yeah. I mean,
good.
it was hilarious, but yeah, man, cancel culture drives me crazy, dude. I think it's one of the
Yeah.
worst things that has ever come out of the internet and social media,
Yeah.
because comedy is supposed to be free. Comedy as an art form is supposed to be free from that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, it's comedy is supposed to be a thing that you can kind of handle any subject.
Hmm.
So
And
it's
here,
yeah,
and here's the thing, Speedy. This is truly what I think, man. And you can tell me if you agree with this or not. I really feel like a vast majority of everyday people on this planet are not offended by uh by a lot of stuff in comedy. If they don't like it, a lot of them just don't watch it. I feel like
yeah,
I feel like this whole cancel culture phenomenon and these social justice warriors online, I really think that it is the minority of
yeah.
people.
You always gotta remember that it's usually just a small group of really loud people. That's kind of the problem there. I don't think they have anything better to do during their day, so they just have the time to blast on it. Twitter, especially, that's yeah, it's really bad if you kind of wander to wrong places there. It's, oh man. And like you said, didn't, I mean, Mexicans loved Speedy Gonzalez, who was that fast
Yeah.
mouse. They fucking loved that.
Yep.
But because, someone who's not even Mexican uh, got offended. So it's just weird. And Apu from Simpsons. I mean, from what I've heard, most Indians love that character. It's just I don't get it.
What I've noticed, man, is a lot of these people that are getting offended are not even the race or sexual orientation or ethnicity of
Yeah,
the joke, what the joke's about. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They're
yeah,
getting offended for other people.
yeah. That's part of it also. Yeah, and I think it's mostly, well, I hate to say this, but white people.
It is, you're right, man. It's a lot
Yeah,
of it seems like most of these social justice warriors are white people. You're right.
yeah.
Yep.
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
It's a weird phenomenon, man, and it didn't exist until social media blew up. That's really when it started, kind of
Yeah, yeah,
happening a lot as social media got bigger and bigger.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And I do get that they try to kind of help in their own way some minorities and stuff,
oh
but
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's, I don't know, they just take it to unreasonable limits. It's not, yeah, it's not good. It's,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not good. And now you've got stand-up comedians who are afraid to do their own style of comedy because they're afraid that they're going to do a joke during their stand-up comedy that's going to offend people and then cancel culture is going to come after them. And
yeah,
stand-up comedians should not have to worry about that shit, man.
yeah, it should be the, sorry, whoops.
There's that beer, man.
Yeah, yeah, or whatever vodka fucking Sprite this is or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of weird because when you do a stand up, you figure that only people who like that go into those clubs and watch that. Why do you have to go there and watch that if you know you're gonna be offended? I mean, that's just stupid. I stay away from places I don't care for. I don't eat olives because I fucking hate olives. I don't eat olives and then start shouting at people that olives fucking suck. You shouldn't eat olives. Why the fuck does someone grow olives? I don't know. It's a subject that kind of, well, nowadays it doesn't even piss me off that much. It's more like it just makes me laugh. It's so kind of fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Are you familiar with the comedian Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I fucking love his
Yeah.
shows.
See, that's what I
He
what I
knows.
love about Dave Chappelle, dude, is he does not give a shit about
Yeah,
cancel culture. He is
yeah,
still doing his thing and being as offensive as he possibly can, and I think he's doing it to make a statement. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
his stuff is really good, man. I hope he keeps doing that. I'm sure that he will, because
yeah.
really he's kind of out there standing up for other comedians in a way by doing that. You know?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. I fucking love Dave Chappelle's. The Chappelle show was fucking
Oh
awesome back in
yeah,
the day.
man.
My favorite was the crack addict guy. What the hell was it? I can't remember the name, but
Shit, I can't remember either.
yeah, but it was fucking
Was it was
hilarious.
it it wasn't Rick James, was it?
No, no, Rick James was the other skit. It
That's
was
right.
the
Yeah, yeah.
one where he had always the red cap and or the
Mm.
beanie, and yeah, he was, well, always looking out for crack. It was just really hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, that was some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So all right, so back to your YouTube channel. Uh so I'm curious, man, with your reviews and the skits that you throw in there, dude, that has to be a lot of work that goes into that, man. How long does it typically take you to from beginning to end put together one of those review videos?
Oh well, now I did my Mafia Definitive Edition review, which came out Friday. I shot all the scenes. It took probably 2 days because I do have real work too.
Yeah, right, right.
But yeah, yeah. it took 2 days, and then it took another 2 days to edit that all out. I had days off, so that's why I could do it in 2 days. So it's it is its own process that takes time, but it helps if you have kind of clear vision. At times I do, at times I'm kind of like, what the hell am I gonna do with this? So it's kind of depends on the mood and everything like that a lot. But I'd say 4 days is usually when I do my reviews. It's 4 days. When I do unboxings, I can do those in a one day if I have like I don't know 6-7 hours. I just do the unboxing and throw in some effects and do that. But the reviews are the biggest ones, of course. So they do take their time. That's why I don't do like lots of reviews every week, because I have no time to do anything else. But I try to do at least one review a month. So yeah.
And I enjoy those, man. I haven't watched the Mafia one yet, but I probably will this week. Dude, it's as well as I do, man. It is so hard to keep up with our fellow YouTubers' videos. So my typical cycle is I'll get behind on a fellow YouTuber like a month, sometimes even 2 months. I'll get behind, and then I'll just be like, "Whoa!" Like for example, with you, I'll be like, "Whoa, I am way behind on Speedy's videos," and then I'll just, as I'm working throughout the day, I'll just go on a binge session and get caught up on your videos. Most recently, I got caught up with Do You Nerds videos, but that's kind of my typical cycle, man. As I get so behind, and then I just binge a particular YouTuber until I get caught up. Because it's so hard to find the time.
Yeah. I don't take it that seriously. If I do fall behind on some YouTuber, I usually just watch their one or two latest videos and continue from there. And I don't expect that people watch every video I do.
Oh yeah.
You watch what you want. I can't force people to watch. I'd have way more subscribers if I could force people, but unfortunately, I don't have that power. But yeah, I watch when I have time, but I have so much other shit to watch too, and other shit to do. So it's kind of hard to follow. But I do try to, at least some people, I try to watch most of the videos, and some people maybe a little more rarely, but still watch every now and then. And yeah,
no, that makes sense, man. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So for you back to your review videos, the costumes that you wear during your skits, like where do you get these costumes, man? Because you have so many different costumes you wear, dude, and I find myself thinking, damn, where is Speedy getting all this shit at?
Well, the Ghost of Tsushima ones I got from Wish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Except you got to know what you're going to review, because it takes at least, or you're going to have to order them at least 2 months before the review, because it takes fucking long for those stuff to come. I actually have one hat that still hasn't arrived. It was supposed to be on my Ghost of Tsushima review, but I don't know where the fuck it is. But they're cheap as hell, so I don't really mind if they get lost. Now the Mafia review, I got myself a gangster outfit and a little plastic Tommy gun, which I forgot to paint the stupid orange head black, so it kind of stands out, but what are you going to do? But yeah, that one I bought from Amazon. It was cheap too. It was like a little over $20. So
it's not bad.
Not bad. Yeah. I don't have like endless supply of money. So, and these are all kind of away from my game collecting when I decide to buy this. But lately I've been buying more, props for videos, just so I can get a little more variety in there. And once I have decent amount of props, I can buy more games again. And let's be honest, even if I did buy lots of games these days, I just I wouldn't have the time to play those all, so I don't really mind putting those off a bit. So I buy the games I want to review, or I just want to play right there and then. So yeah, it's
nice.
Yeah.
So do you have like a huge closet now full of costumes and props?
Actually, no. I have this really small ass fucking place for those. They're all kind of just rammed in there. It's I don't have I can get more space there. I need to clear some out, so but I do try to keep it at reasonable amounts of props. So I don't want to fill my house totally with some crap that I just might wear for like one video. I do try to come up with stuff that I can use those again, so they don't just I don't buy those just for that one video in mind. I try to pick out stuff that is reusable for some skits or something. So yeah. And end of this month, I was planning on reviewing the Cobra Kai game, and that one's I'm not waiting much from the game, but I'm really excited because I really want to buy lots of Cobra Kai shit just because I'm a huge fan. So that's gonna be awesome, Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So you'll be proud of me, man, because I recently, in one of my own videos that's going to come out in a couple of weeks, I recently channeled my inner Speedy. Okay.
sounds scary.
Oh, okay. So what I mean by that is for the first time ever, for the first time in any of my videos, and for the first time ever, I'm wearing a costume and playing a character and doing a skit at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
of the video.
I saw a picture. It was that kind of
mad scientist.
Einstein-looking guy.
Yep. So, and that was very much inspired by your YouTube channel. So I got to give you credit there, man. You definitely inspired me on that.
Don't put the blame on me.
No. But yeah, after I've already edited the initial skit. So after the podcast, I'll send you a link to it, and you can let me know what you think. It's pretty crazy, man, and I'm hoping that it will remind you of some of your own stuff, because you definitely inspired me on that. But yeah, channeled my inner Speedy, man. So thank you for being an inspiration on that, dude.
Well, that actually sounds way more scarier than anything. It is kind of weird, I never get used to it when I do videos that people are like, oh yeah, you really talked me into buying this game and that game, and I'm like, I don't want to be reason why you waste your money on shit like that. Don't tell me that. I mean, come on. It's kind of scary, but it comes with the territory.
One thing I've noticed about your videos, man, which is awesome, is your videos have really good engagement in the comments. Like you get quite a few comments on your videos, and that can be a struggle sometimes to get people to actually comment.
Yeah, I do see, lots of videos that have way more views than mine, but could have just like 2 or 3 comments. It's kind of weird, but I think my style is kind of thought-provoking or something like that. It's kind of makes people want to, and I appreciate the comments, and I'm kind of wondering where all the mean comments, because I'm kind of waiting for those. I dig those. I like when there are trolls and shit in my comments, but no, I don't get. I rarely get it.
Oh, you will. Give it time. You will.
Oh, I hope so. I can't wait.
You gonna have some fun with the trolls, Speedy?
Oh yeah. I kind of had this thought that if I hit 1,000 subscribers ever, I'm just gonna read all the mean comments and answer to every one of those.
Yeah, I think one of the common things with YouTube, man, is the bigger you get, the more the trolls are gonna gravitate towards you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I've started to get a little bit more trolls and hateful comments lately from people. And most of the time, I just personally ignore them. Most of the time. What's funny is my cousin will actually get on there and respond to these trolls, and dude, he rips them apart. Oh man, it's hilarious. But so your videos, man, you do a lot of cool stuff editing wise, right? A lot of cool stuff editing wise. So I'm curious, 2 things. Number one, what editing software do you use? I use CyberLink Power Director. I'm curious what you use, and also, did you teach yourself how to do all this cool editing stuff?
I actually use mostly CyberLink Power Director also.
Oh,
I
nice,
have the
nice.
365 subscription where you get the photo director and all those. Yeah, I love it. It's cool, but I also have a HitFilm Pro for all the because I think it does way better green screen, and if you need something like it can do 3D objects and shit. Although I have only used like once 3D object, it was the boat on my Man-Eater review, which nobody even noticed, and I paid almost €2 for that boat. but yeah, it's a better program for or software for bigger effects. So I use that mostly for the reviews, or I kind of edit the skits and stuff all together. But then I use Power Director to put them there, and make the whole review, put it together. So, and when it comes to learning, I kind of went from zero because my channel was pretty much I was just really bored, and I kind of always thought about doing some sort of gaming channel on YouTube. So I just got to it, and it was mostly just a kind of drunk project at first. And my first goal was I never actually even wanted to be a serious gaming channel. I kind of wanted to be sort of mockery of gaming channels, make fun of kind of gaming channels, and it didn't work out quite like I visioned it at first, but it has evolved into what it is today. So I learned this. I watched some YouTube tutorials and stuff like that. So I just kind of learned everything myself. I still probably don't know how to edit videos the right way or the easiest way or anything. I just kind of slap there what works, and I'm like, that's fucking good enough, and that's pretty much it.
Nice, yeah. And editing is tough sometimes, man, because it can sometimes be very tedious to edit a video depending on what you're having to do. Like
Yeah,
for example, my video where I showed every game in my GameCube collection, right? I didn't
yeah,
edit that one. My nephew edited that one, but dude, it had to have been so tedious because I would show a game to the camera, read it off, put it down, pick up another game, show it to the camera, read it off, and he was editing out the spaces in between each game. And there were over 500 games. So that means he had to
yeah,
individually edit out over 500 little spaces in between me holding up each game. That had to have been really tedious, man.
yeah.
So,
I couldn't fucking do that. I just I'm having kind of tough time just editing, pickups video where I have like 10 games. There's so many cuts because I do
mhm.
have these pauses where I stop to think and stuff because I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that fluid. And when I say something, I'm like, well, I gotta put some more effort in that and say it again. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it is kind of tedious at times. So
yeah.
yeah, but it's fun
Fun.
too. So
Hmm.
I do enjoy it. It's especially when you get something done. You can
Yes.
admire the works of your handiwork.
Hmm.
So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I can tell that you have a lot of fun with your videos, man, and I can see the passion. I can tell that you're really enjoying, but you got a lot of passion, especially your review videos, man. I can tell you put a lot of passion into those and a lot of work into those, and dude, you deserve a hell of a lot more subscribers than you have. I'll tell you that much, and I think you're gonna get there. I have no doubt about that. Um, Hopefully, some people in my audience listening will go check out your channel. Like I said, people, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description down below. Just give it a chance. Just go on there, maybe watch one of his review videos. If you had one video, Speedy, to recommend to people that's a good introduction to your channel, what video would you recommend?
Oh, well, I guess right now it would probably be the Mafia review because always, when I do new video, I always kind of get this feeling that I outdid myself when compared to the last video. I'm not sure if that's true, but I always get that feeling after I've gotten something ready that, damn, this was better than anything else I've done. So just don't go watch my Terence Hill Bud Spencer Slaps and Beans review. It's my most viewed video. It's got almost 3,000 views, and I fucking hate it. It's terrible. I can't take it down because it's got so many views and crap. It's it still gets views, and they all are like probably not even minute long views. So it's not good. Don't watch it.
That's funny, man. That's funny. But yeah, I'll throw a link to your Mafia video down in the description below as well in
Yeah.
case people want to check that out. So here's the question, man. I've been wondering this since I started watching your channel, and you may have already done it, and I might have missed it. Okay, when are we gonna get a Speedy or Beyond Useless Gaming game room tour or collection tour video? Because I'd like to see that. Because you got a lot of games behind you, man. I don't even know if that's all the games you have.
It's not all. I have my all my Sega games are in another room, and my GameCube games are and my handheld games are in another room, and my original Xbox games are in another room. Uh, I've been thinking about that, but I've always kind of put it off. And I kind of thought that if I do kind of like one console at a time, show those games
That would be cool.
time. Yeah, I figured because otherwise it might get a little on the long side, and I do like heavy editing, so I kind of like to keep those shorter. So yeah, I don't know. Have to see. I don't have that much. I have like I don't know 1,300 games around.
That's a
there,
lot of
maybe.
games. That's a lot of games, man.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's definitely there's some choice, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, today was kind of historical moment for me, and this is actually quite a big. What you call that? I forgot the word.
Achievement?
Stupid. No, not achievement. When you show something, a reveal event, let's say that.
Okay.
No, that sounds kind of funny, but fuck it. But anyway,
revelation?
Huge announcement.
Announcement. Okay.
For your channel, your podcast. So this is kind of a big thing for you too. Today is a day that kind of, how do you say, changed the gaming landscape probably throughout the whole world. Well, at least in my house. I bought my first Xbox One game.
Oh shit.
It was only 10 euros, and
Yeah.
I got Xbox Series X pre-ordered. I didn't have Xbox One. I always hated Xbox. I'm a PlayStation fanboy, so suck it. But yeah, I have placed for Xbox Series X. I have that pre-ordered, so I figured, those are supposed to work in that, so I got it. So it was really cheap, so I thought, Sea of Thieves, it was kind of interesting looking game, so
Yeah.
I thought, what the hell?
Hey, that's
So,
awesome,
yeah.
man. That's
First,
huge.
first non-original Xbox game that I bought.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard, so with Sea of Thieves, I haven't actually played it yet, but I've heard that it started off a little rough, but I've heard
Yeah, I
through
heard
all
that too.
the updates and all the new content they've added to it, from what I understand, it's a really fun game now. So,
Yeah, I've heard that too. Some people seem to enjoy it really, and I guess it's been updated more, so it's got a lot more shit to do. Because I heard that at the launch it didn't have maybe as much as it was advertised, or I don't know. I didn't watch the advertisement that much, but it seemed to be kind of disappointing for a lot of people.
yeah.
But-
Well, hell, man, when you get your Xbox, man, I'll play it with you, dude. Just let me know. I'm down.
There's gonna be some pretty high requirements to get on my crew, but we'll see if you can get there.
Gotcha. So I'll say this about Xbox, man, and I've always been more of a Nintendo and PlayStation fan, but I did own an original Xbox, an OG Xbox. Loved it, played the shit out of it. Played the shit out of the Xbox 360 during that era. I kind of fell off the Xbox after that, but I will say this, man. Game Pass is a fucking amazing deal in gaming. I'm more of a physical collector, right? I'm more of a physical gamer, but the fact that you can sign up for Game Pass for just $10 a month and you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games you can download and play, dude, it's a great deal. A great deal.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna pass on the Game Pass, because I have this problem. When I got my PC back it was late 90s or something. I got all the emulators in the world, NES, Super Nintendo and shit. I had tons of games I could have played. The problem was that because you're on the PC, they're all there. You just keep switching those when you die like once or twice. That's why I always I don't like to have all that available. That sounds kind of weird. I get it.
No, I get what you're saying, man.
Yeah. I have to say I like putting the disc in because it takes effort to take the disc out and switch it. I sound like a lazy bastard here, but I am. But anyway, I kind of put more effort in that one game if I have the disc in and I just put the machine on and start playing. That's why I thought about the Game Pass, but I'm like, it's going to happen. I'm going to just start switching games and I never finish anything. I already have that problem with some physical games.
I do too.
It's not as bad. So
I do too.
I know everyone's been talking, you got to get the Game Pass and, but no, I'm against it. I'm against Game Pass. I'm sorry.
No, hey, listen, man, I totally get it, and I'm with you, dude. I'm more of a physical person. I like to actually put a disc in. But I will say this. One positive benefit about Game Pass, right? If you do have a Game Pass subscription, right, and say there's a game on Game Pass that you're thinking about buying physically, if you wanted to, you could just download it on Game Pass, play it a little bit first, and then if you don't like the game, you've just saved yourself a bunch of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true too.
So that's one positive benefit of it. And that's exactly what I did with the Outer Worlds. When the Outer Worlds came out, I played it on Game Pass first, loved it, and then I bought it physically. So, I think that's one positive benefit. But I do completely understand what you're saying, man. It's like when you have all these choices in front of you. Number one, it's hard to pick which game to play, right?
Yeah.
Number two, just like you said, you might start playing that game and then you might see another game on Game Pass and you might be like, oh, I want to play that instead. And then all of a sudden you're just hopping around between games and not actually beating anything. So I do get what you're saying.
Yeah. For me, it was more like, first death and let's see what else is here. It kind of comes like channel surfing. Yeah.
I mean, I have the same problem on Netflix, dude. Like I'll see so many cool things on Netflix I want to check out. I'll start watching something, and sometimes I won't finish it because I'll start watching something different.
Yeah, I have that problem too with some shows, but then there are some shows like Ash versus Evil Dead and Trailer Park Boys.
Dude.
I'm watching those like fifth time already from the beginning. Whenever I'm open Netflix, I'm like, I can't figure out what to watch. I just start watching one of those two. Now Cobra Kai could be the third one now that I might watch. I've actually thought about watching it again already. I just finished it like a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I like kind of something. I know it's gonna entertain me, and I'm really bad at hopping into something new.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Same here, man. Like you just mentioned Trailer Park Boys. That's one I've always been interested in, but I've never actually tried it. Is it good? Is it worth it?
Oh, it's gonna blow your mind.
Is it really?
It's just so fucking amazing. I love it. And like I said, I'm probably watching it for the fifth time, and it has 12 seasons now.
12, damn.
And it also has 2 or 3 movies and few stand-ups, and then there's animated series, which second season came out just a little while ago. So, but give it some time. The first season, it's kind of, if you stick with it, it'll get better.
Gotcha. So it's one of those things where the first season they're kind of trying to find their rhythm and get the writing good and everything. And
yeah, kind of. Yeah, it really gets great after that. Although I do love the first season too, but yeah, once Mr. Leahy, who is the trailer park drunk, gets into his kind of gear, that is the best character in that. It's just so good, so good.
Nice. So what all games you been playing lately, man?
Well, actually, today I played Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts. I just got it from Flea Market. I figured, what the hell, I'll check it out. I didn't play much, just pretty much the tutorials, but I might continue with that. It seemed kind of interesting. I've never played any of the other Sniper Ghost Warrior games. Wasteland 3, I've also been playing that. It's really good. It's really good. I love the second one, but it's also really buggy. Lots of glitches and stuff. So, yeah, it's, but it's still really good. But it has its problems.
Are you what else you playing? Anything else?
Well, on Nintendo Switch, I've been playing Beat Cop. I bought it. It was under
Hmm.
€4. I played a few days of that. It's got like
Is it good?
20. Yeah, it's really good. It's got this pixel graphics like 8-bit almost. It's not like action game. You just have one street basically where you're a beat cop and you got to get to know all the people, store owners and stuff there. And there are also two rival gangs there. And you're at the same time you're kind of trying to figure out who sets you up, because at first the guy was detective, but then there were some missing jewels in one uh, the fuck is one case where he was at working. So he got demoted to beat cop. So yeah, it's great. It's great. I was really surprised. It takes place in the 80s, so I really do like all those 80s vibes in that game, and how it kind of has these cool little Easter eggs. Like there are houses, and you can see who lives in that house. And there's like one house has all the cast from Aliens. There's
Oh,
Ripley and
nice.
Vasquez and all those. It's just so cool. So
That's cool,
a
man.
really, really great game. I have Let's Play coming out of that. I did make one. Hopefully next Wednesday.
Cool. Awesome, man.
Uh,
Which for the people watching this, next Wednesday is going to be in the past.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was one Wednesday some time ago.
So here's the real question. Are you still playing your favorite game of all time, Fast and Furious Crossroads?
Ooh, I actually just today, when I was at store watching that Xbox Sea of Thieves, I did think about buying the Xbox version of that, but I
That game
had to
looks
skip it.
bad.
Yeah, but also I gotta say I did have fun playing it, because it was one of those so bad it's actually quite fun.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
get what you're saying.
yeah, if you can find it like really cheap and you want something well bad, then it doesn't get any uh, better than that when it comes to just crap.
Dude, if you want to play, if you haven't already played it, man, if you want to play a game that's so bad it's amazing, you need to play a game called Deadly Premonition.
Ooh, that's been on my list for a long time, and I actually thought about making a review of Deadly Premonition 2 when it came out, but there was something else. I think Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima, one of those were at the same time, so I couldn't do that. But yeah, I've heard such great things about that game that I really need to get that.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's that game will have you laughing your ass off, man, because the game is just so bad. But at the same time, you just have so much fun playing it. Like the dialogue is absolutely ridiculous and
Yeah.
makes no sense half the time. The acting is terrible. The controls are awful. The music that plays in the background never fits anything that's going on ever, dude. Like you'll be in the middle of a really serious dark dramatic scene and there'll be this like happy-go-lucky music playing in the background and shit, dude. And the driving, oh my god, the driving. You've never played a game with driving controls this bad, dude. You literally have a button where you can use your turn signal, your blinker.
Oh, that's always important.
Dude, it's the oh man, it's such a great game, dude. There's this scene in the game where you're staying at a hotel and there's literally nobody else staying in this hotel, and the entire hotel is ran by this really old lady. She does the cleaning, she does the cooking, she does the booking. She runs this entire gigantic hotel that nobody's staying in. And there's this one scene where she makes you breakfast and you're sitting at a table with her, and it's this really long table, and you're at one end of the table and she's at the other end, and she's like 50 feet away from you, and you're having a conversation with you. Dude, the game is just ridiculous. You would love it. It's right up your alley.
Yeah, yeah. It's gotten kind of even quite high reviews by some people, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of weird, but it sounds really intriguing. I heard it kind of takes few pages out of Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, it does for sure.
And I just watched Twin Peaks last year, the first 2 seasons. I loved it. It was pretty awesome. I think it maybe could have had bigger impact if I had watched it back when it came out, but really loved it. So that's why I've been really interested in Deadly Premonition, but I just haven't got to it yet. But at some point, I really got to check it out.
Get it on the Switch, man. You can get it physically.
Yeah.
No.
So I've heard. So gonna have to check that out.
Yep. I still need to go back and beat it. I've not beat the game yet, man. I did a few live streams of it, and it was a fun game to live stream. I haven't played the second one yet because I didn't want to play the second one, obviously, until I beat the first one. But yeah, it's one of those things where the game is kind of a cult classic. You know what I mean? Because it originally came out on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox 360. Yeah.
Yeah. And it did come out for PlayStation 3 too, but I think it was a little later maybe or something.
Sure. Yeah, you're probably right. It probably did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would like that game, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds so weird and great.
It is, dude. It's such a weird game. And the combat in the game is it's sort of like a survival horror style combat, you know, where but
I've
you
seen
have
some videos, so
yeah, it's not particularly difficult, at least not as far as I made it in the game. It's not really that hard, but it's so hard to aim, dude. You got to use the lock on. It's rough. The controls are rough, man. It takes a little getting used to, but but yeah, check it out, man. It's awesome. Let's see, what have I been playing lately? I've been playing this. Got into the Yakuza series, so I started Yakuza Zero, man.
Oh, that's just the best game on PlayStation 4.
Dude,
Yakuza Zero.
Dude, I love it.
I fucking love it too. It's my all-time second favorite game.
Nice. Yeah, I'm having a blast with it, man.
And I'm really looking forward for the new Yakuza that's coming out next month.
Yeah, so
I'm having kind of little problem though, because the PlayStation 5 version is coming out next month though.
Oh, yeah.
So I might go with the Xbox version, but I do have all the other games for PlayStation, so it would seem kind of weird. I don't know. I'll still have to think about if I'm getting it right at the launch or if I wait for the PlayStation 5 version. I don't know. Have to see. I'm not sure when my PlayStation 5 is even arriving because I didn't get because it went out in seconds and I was there.
Yeah.
It was in my cart already, but well, fuck it. I still missed it.
Yeah, I did too, man. I missed it too, which it's fine. I mean, I got plenty of games to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I'm loving Yakuza Zero, man, and I'm loving it so much that I'm trying to buy all the Yakuza games on the PS4 because you can get them all on the PS4.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fell in love with it. What else have I been playing? I've been playing. Well, I just beat Dr. Muto on the GameCube. That's the game that is going to be in the next GameCube gallery. That's why I did the crazy mad scientist character. Because Dr. Muto is a 3D platformer where you play as a mad scientist. Amazing game, really good game, man. Hard as hell too, dude. Most 3D platformers are easy. Not this game. This game will kick your ass, man. It's tough. So I played that. I've been playing Okami on the Switch for the first time. Never played Okami.
I played Okami like first maybe hour, but never got anywhere.
You gotta get past. Like, I would say you got to get past the first 2 or 3 hours before it really kind of opens up and starts getting really good. If you can just get past that, man, the game is great.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to that at some point.
It starts slow though. It does start really slow.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm playing this random mass 2D platformer on the Nintendo DS called The Legendary Starfy. It's a game I got in a game lot, and I was like, this looks pretty cool, and I started playing it. And it's pretty fun, but it's a little too easy, honestly.
Hmm.
There's not really much challenge to it, but it's all right. It's pretty interesting. And then the next GameCube game that I'm gonna be playing is F-Zero GX. That's gonna be the next game.
I really need to get into F-Zero games too. Only played the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was great, but
Oh yeah.
for some reason I've just always missed out on the later ones. So
Well, funny thing for me is I've actually never really played an F-Zero game. This is going to be the first F-Zero game that I've really sat down and played. I mean,
oh,
I've played pretty much all of them just a little tiny bit, but this is going to be the first time I've ever sat down and really played one. So I'm kind of looking forward to it because they're super fast, man, and I like really fast racing games.
yeah. Wipeouts are fucking
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
I always loved those. So
Yep. Did
F-Zero is kind of like that, but without
mhm.
the weapons. So
Yep.
yeah.
Did you ever get into the Extreme G series?
No, sounds kind of familiar. Is that PlayStation 4?
Let me grab one off the shelf real quick. So the series started during the GameCube PS2 era. So here's the GameCube game, Extreme G Racing. It's a
Yeah,
really fast, futuristic racing game where you race on motorcycles and you use weapons and stuff, kind of similar to Wipeout.
never played that, but it looks familiar. I don't know if I even have that or, well, I don't know, but yeah, looks familiar.
It's good, man, and I think it hit the PS, I think it hit PS2, but I mean, you probably really like the front cover. Take a look at
Oh, yeah, that's a nice looking driver right there.
that. Yeah, so yeah, it's if you ever get a chance, man, if you ever find a game in the Extreme G series, I recommend checking it out.
Have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
There's so many games I need to keep in mind.
hmm I hear
It's
that,
just
dude.
never going to get to everything I want to play.
Yep. Same here, man. There's just too much, especially when like me, when you're somebody like me and you collect games, you have way more games than you're ever going to be able to play, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Which I mean, it's not a bad problem. I mean, at least think about it like this, Speedy. Let's say tomorrow, for whatever reason, we can't afford to buy new games anymore. We've got all these games that we can play to keep us busy until we're at a position where we can start buying games again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's not a bad problem to have.
No, it's not. It's not.
And plus, one thing I always tell people, as far as video game collecting goes, is it's also an investment because if which I hope this doesn't ever happen to me or you, but if we were ever in a situation where we need money, we've got, our game collections are going to be worth money. And
Yeah,
we could
that's
always
true
sell
also.
some stuff from the collection to make some money. It would suck and it would hurt to sell stuff
Yeah.
from the collection, but if you absolutely had to, you would have that option.
Well, I do have my Nintendo 64. That one I could sell. I wouldn't even feel bad.
Ah.
I don't like it.
I really think you need to get yourself one of the Retro Fighter controllers for the Nintendo 64. And then I could make you a list of games that I think you would like, and I think I could turn you around. I really do.
I could be, but
I think I could turn you around, Speedy. I feel pretty confident in it.
then again, now that I don't really feel like collecting for it, it's just, more, I can get more into collecting other consoles. So yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't have to like everything. So
Yeah, no, you're
it
right.
saves money if you don't like everything. So,
That
or
you are right.
it doesn't save money. It's just you can put money on something
hmm
else.
You're
But
right,
yeah,
man. Like me, for example, I'm not really crazy about the Sega Dreamcast or the Sega Saturn, and so I don't collect for them. And damn, that saves some money because those consoles are expensive as shit to collect for.
I have those too, and I probably have like around 10 games for both. I I'd kind of like to get into those, but they're just not on the top of my collecting list. So they kind of gotten into. They're just there. The only game I played through on Dreamcast were Shenmue 1 and 2, pretty
Oh
much.
yeah, yeah. Nice.
They were awesome. I really did like those, although age hasn't been kind to those, but still they were. I loved those. Uh, yeah, on Saturn, I haven't probably played anything through, but I played quite a lot of Bubble Symphony, which is only in Japan. I got it, but that's kind of the real sequel to NES Bubble. So I fucking love it because Bubble is also one of my all-time favorite games.
Oh
I just
yeah,
love it.
I remember you mentioning that in your video where you talked about some of your favorite games. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fifth on my
Yep.
list.
Yep. That's cool,
Really
man.
awesome.
That's cool. And people listening, I'm not saying the Dreamcast or the Saturn are bad consoles because they're definitely not bad consoles. I just never got into them. I'm sure if I really sat down and played the games, I would probably enjoy them, but I just never got into them, so I don't really collect for them, you know. So,
Yeah.
plus the Saturn is ridiculously expensive to try to collect for because some of those Saturn games, man.
Yeah. That is fucking. I always wanted the Panzer Dragoon Saga, which was the kind of their version of Final Fantasy VII, but it's probably nowadays like 500 euros or something.
Yes, it's crazy expensive.
I do have for Sega Mega Drive or Genesis there. I have Mega Man Wily Wars for that, and
Oh, nice.
that was probably my most expensive game. I did pay for like 500 for that. Yeah,
Woo. So would you say that's the rarest game in your collection?
pretty much. I'm pretty sure it's yeah. But I'm just such a huge Mega Man fan. Mega Man fans overall, or Mega Man games overall, are some of my Mega Man 5 for NES. That was also I paid like 400 for that. So
Wow. Did you is it complete in box or something?
yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
complete in box. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't buy loose games really. It's really slow to collect complete in boxes,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I don't mind because, like I said, I already have enough games. I'm never gonna make through those, so I just collect kind of in my own pace. It's yeah.
Did you guys get a game on the NES? And if you don't recognize the game, that's fine. I'm just curious. Did you ever get a game on the NES called Zen Intergalactic Ninja?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Dude, you got to check that game out, man. Even if you have to emulate it, it's called Zen, Zen, Intergalactic Ninja. That game is awesome, and it's
Oh,
hard as shit, and it's rare too. It's a pretty rare game. I think it's going for around $100 US. I'm not sure. I don't. Let me see if that game even came out in Europe.
I haven't heard about it, so
Let me see real quick. Let's see. It did, and it's wow. It's a lot more expensive. The PAL version is a lot more expensive. Let me pull up a picture of it. I'll show you. I'll show you a picture of it.
yeah.
Intergalactic, dude. It's a badass game, man. But it is hard. It is a really, really hard game. The front cover's pretty sweet. Check that out.
Damn, I've never seen that actually.
It's cool, man. You should check it out if you if you get a chance to play it on an emulator or something. It's a cool game, but it might kick your ass, dude. It's tough. It is a
Well, a
hard
lot
game.
of NES games kick my ass, so
Yeah. But what's
I've always
what's
kind of wondered because people always say Mega Man games are some of the hardest, but I don't know if it's just muscle memory or something. But I found those to be one of the easiest games for me. But I played the shit out of those when I was a kid, so I guess it's that.
Yeah, I think with Mega Man, it's all about, learning the patterns of the levels, muscle memory, learning what order to play the levels in. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
it's kind of that sort of thing. Because I mean, if you try to play the levels in the wrong order, you're probably gonna have a really hard time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, but that was the cool thing about Mega Man games back in the day is the fact that you could play the levels in any order you wanted. That was you didn't see that very often in games back in those days.
Yeah. There were few, but
Yeah.
it was
And
a
that
cool feature.
It was, and that's actually one thing that Zen Intergalactic Ninja does too. Like when you first start the game, you have I think four, three or four different levels you can play in any order. Once you beat those, you load into a new area where you've got three or four different levels you can beat in any order. So it kind of had that idea in there too.
So it's kind of like Darkwing Duck. Didn't that also have like three different levels and you could choose? Then when you beat them all, you kind of.
I think I think so. It's been a while since I played that game.
I played it like I don't know 6 months ago or something like that, but I was drunk, so I can't remember that great. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no, I think so. Um, all right, I got a totally random question for you, man. Have you ever watched the TV series Breaking Bad?
yes, I watched it because everyone was praising it. So
And do you
I did
like it?
watch it. I liked it, but let's just say I wasn't probably as big a fan as most people seem to be. I think the last season was kind of it felt a bit pointless or at least too long. There was just something I don't know. They could have, in my opinion, shortened it a bit, especially the last season. But it had its moment. I did overall like the series. Yeah.
Cool, man. So what are some of your, well, you mentioned Trailer Park Boys, um, but besides Trailer Park Boys, what are some of your favorite series that you've watched?
Ooh. Well, I Ash versus Evil Dead. I mentioned
Oh
that
yeah, yeah.
earlier too.
That's a great
That's one of
great
my
show.
all-time favorites. Huge Evil Dead fan. Uh, I'm kind of old school, so MacGyver. I fucking love that.
Yep,
Knight Rider, of course, that is
yep.
awesome. Uh, Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah,
But that's
dude.
kind of so bad that it's really good. But I love it. I've always liked kind of Chuck Norris movies, and so yeah, I dig that. And uh, Oz.
That's a
Uh,
good one, yeah.
yeah, that is fucking awesome.
Hard
Really
show
love
to watch sometimes though.
it. Yeah, yeah. Uh, what else? What else? There are so many. Oh, Spartacus. I really love that.
I've not watched that one yet.
I've I've only watched it once, but I really need to buy those so I can watch them again because I don't think they are at Netflix anymore. They used to be, if I'm not totally wrong, but at least not here in Finland.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Netflix. I don't
Yeah,
think yeah, I'm not
I really
sure.
like that one. Supernatural. That
I
is
haven't
fucking
watched that
fan.
one either.
What?
Yeah, I haven't watched that one either. Is it good?
What the hell do you do with your time?
So I need to watch it, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's this year they finished the last season. It's not out yet as whole. 15 seasons.
Yeah, I was about to say that show's been on for a while, huh?
Yeah, and most seasons, probably all except the third season, have like 20, 23, 24 episodes. So it's gonna take a while, but it is just so good.
Is it similar to Buffy the Vampire Slayer at all?
Oh, well, I did love Buffy too. I actually watched it a little while ago, but yeah, it's in a way that there are monsters and kind of that own type of humor and stuff. But I say it is superior to Buffy the Vampire
Really?
Slayer.
Okay.
I do like Buffy also, but
hmm
yeah, Supernatural just covers so much more.
I, kn-
It's
I know why you like Buffy, Speedy.
well, well, that's because I do really like the guy who plays Giles.
Yeah, he's a good yeah he's a good actor, man.
I bet you didn't see that.
No, no, dude, he popped up in a random show on Netflix recently called shit. What was that show called? It was called well, I can't remember, but he was in that show, and
It
he
wasn't Little Britain because that was canceled from
no,
Netflix.
it was show. It's only had one season on Netflix so far. It came out this year, but I can't remember what it's called. But he was in that
Yeah.
show, and he's definitely a lot older. I think he's in his 60s now, late
Yeah, I
60s.
think so too.
Yeah.
I don't think he was really that young in Buffy either.
Yeah, right. I think he was in his maybe 40s in Buffy or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
around there maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not finished Buffy yet. My wife got me into it. So I'm on the last season actually. We're gonna be watching the last
Oh,
season soon. So
yeah. Well, it's gonna suck when it ends,
hmm
and when it ends, you'll know why. So
yeah, I'm sure it will. And I'm watching Angel too, kind of at the same time. Since that's
yeah,
kind
I
of
started watching Angel too. I watched all the Angel episodes from TV back when they came out, but now I started watching it again after Buffy, and uh, I couldn't finish it this time. I don't know, something about it just didn't click as good as back when I was younger. But maybe I'll try to watch it again. But I've seen it, so it's
well,
not bad show. I'm not saying that, but I don't know, just wasn't feeling it.
well, man. After your glowing recommendation for Supernatural, I might have to add that on my list of shows to watch.
Yeah, I first started watching it when it had like 10 seasons out, and I remember it was like 2 months pretty much every day after work. I just watched like 8 to 10 episodes and then went to
Damn,
sleep, work,
damn.
home, watched 8 to 10 episodes.
hmm
Yeah,
Nice.
it's consuming.
Hell yeah.
They
Well,
got so much stuff, but
yeah.
it's so good.
Cool, man. I'll add it to my list, and I've got a show to recommend to you if you have not already seen it. It ended several years ago, so I mean it's not super old, but it's called Justified. Have you ever watched Justified?
That's kind of vaguely sounds familiar, but
You.
it could be that some series here have Finnish
Mhm.
names, so I can't
Mm.
just put it together. But
It's got Timothy Olyphant in it. If that's how you, I can't. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his last name right, but have you ever seen the movie The Crazies?
yeah, I did saw that
The
the
guy,
new version. I haven't seen the original version.
yeah, the main guy in The Crazies, the main hero in The Crazies. Anyways, dude, Justified. I think you would really like that show. You should check that out. It's basically it's about this guy who is he works for the shit. Um, damn, now I can't think of the name of it. A person that's hired to track down criminals that are on the run, like a sort of like a bounty hunter, but not really a bounty hunter. It's an actual organization. Anyways, so he works for an organization like that, and it's an actual law enforcement organization, but I can't remember the name of it. But the show is so good, man, and I think it's right up your alley. I think you would enjoy it. But it's called Justified, so make a mental note of that, and I recommend checking that out. There's only 6 seasons.
Oh,
Um, the first season is good, but it definitely starts getting really good after the first season. But the first season is still good. But it just has so many really awesome characters in it. And really, at the end of the day, I think, in my opinion, I think that's the most important thing about a TV show is you gotta have good characters. If you don't have good characters, it doesn't matter how good the acting is, you're not gonna have a good show, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, and sometimes good characters can make a bad show watchable too. So
That's true. You're right.
I watched a lot of Bruce Campbell movies. I love
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell, but not all his movies are top,
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10. So,
Yep.
but I still love the guy, so I watch
Yep.
everything he does.
Yeah. He's a funny man, dude. I like that guy a lot too.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Evil Dead fan too. I've been watching Evil Dead since I was a kid, man.
yeah,
And that new dude, that Evil Dead remake, ugh,
yeah. I need to watch that again. I did watch it at first, but
it
I
just
still need to check that out again. I can't really remember it that great, but
you can't have Evil Dead without Bruce Campbell, dude. You just can't. It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
work.
that's true. That's true. And I think they're making a new uh, TV series, maybe
Really,
Evil Dead,
really.
but it's not gonna have Bruce Campbell in it.
Oh,
But I think this is. I heard rumors that it's gonna be more like bigger scale, like where the demons just attack cities and shit like that, or something like that. I'm not really sure, but some rumors were out.
But if you don't have Bruce Campbell, man,
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
yep,
Although I do have to say, I really did enjoy all the uh, other characters in Ash vs. Evil Dead
oh yeah,
series
yeah,
too. I think
yep,
they were really great too. But yeah, Bruce Campbell is kind of,
yeah,
well, he's Bruce Campbell. You can't top
yep.
that.
I'm ashamed to say that I've only seen the first season of Ash versus the Evil Dead, man. I really need to finish it because it's on Netflix now, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you gotta finish it.
Yeah,
Uh, Man, it's so good.
it's
Second and
what?
third season.
So 3 seasons total.
Yeah, 3 seasons, and then it ended.
That's going to be the next thing I watch. Then I'm going to get back on that and start the second season. Right now, I'm watching Jack Ryan season 2. That's what I'm watching right now.
I started watching that show called, was it Ratchet on Netflix? There's the woman from American Horror Story series. She plays a nurse.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That whole series kind of feels like a season of American Horror Story, but without supernatural stuff, really. I watched like 4 episodes. I'm going to watch it till through the end because it's only got 8 episodes, but it hasn't really gotten me that good yet. But I guess it's because it reminds me so much of American Horror Story, and I'm not. Towards the end, it kind of the last season just sucked balls. Also, the second last, that was just I couldn't. And American Horror Story, I think the funny thing about that show is that I like most of the seasons, but I always think that the last episode of every season ruins the whole fucking season. I fucking hate that. I'd like to watch that all the way through again, but just leave out the last, episode, because I don't know. I think they kind of ruin season always because they make it. Because the second last episode always has kind of this darker ending and stuff like that, but then they come out with the last episode where they fix everything. Everything's always nice and cool. It kind of waters it down.
I know what you mean, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just finished watching the 3rd season of that show for the first time. So yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
That show's fucked up sometimes, man.
Yeah, it is. I really do like it, when it gets really fucked up, but yeah.
Yeah, it
has its moments.
It does. It has its moments for sure, man. So I wanted to ask you this. I'm curious, what do you think about, and this has to do with the gaming community online on social media, right?
They suck.
That's what
what was your?
No, you're right, dude, because there's so much fucking negativity online on social media around the gaming industry and video games. People are complaining and bitching all the time about every single little thing that happens, man. And it drives me crazy. And I'm curious what you think about all that.
Yeah, it's just I used to engage in console wars too because I was a huge PlayStation guy. So yeah, I did that. But I've grown up. I've learned that it's pretty fucking stupid. And now I'm getting both consoles, so I don't really give a shit anymore. I don't care who gets what. Microsoft got Bethesda. Now, it's not like PlayStation doesn't have exclusives anymore, suddenly. I mean, sure, Elder Scrolls was a huge thing and Fallout, but still, it's just so, everyone's always at each other's throats, and it's not, it is really negative environment, and I don't really, I just like to read sometimes just for my own amusement, when people are bitching to each other. And
it is amusing sometimes.
Yeah. And if I'm really bored, I might put out, some comment that's kind of, trolling maybe or something, just to, stir some shit. But I don't care. It's these days I do watch all the news about gaming and stuff, but I usually skip the comments because there's nothing worth my while unless I'm really bored. Like I said, it's it's not a good community. Not everyone. There are good people, and here you gotta also take in consideration that it's always kind of like the social justice warriors of cancel culture. It's a small portion
You're right.
that's really loud.
Yep,
It's
you're right.
always, it doesn't matter what the subject is. There's always going to be that small portion that's really loud and just want to stir shit up and just, pay no attention or pay attention if, like me, you're bored and just want to entertain yourself.
Well, what really drives me crazy, man, about it all is there's so many people online that try to act like they're freaking experts about the gaming industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
people try to act like they know everything about the gaming industry, and you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's a mess, dude. Like nobody can respect each other's opinion. Nobody can have an intelligent conversation about anything. Like when you said earlier that you don't like the Nintendo 64, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the Nintendo 64, but did I jump on you for your? Yeah, I flipped you off, but that was a joke, right? I wasn't really flipping you off,
Oh, I
but
was about to, try to send YouTube some message that they should cancel your channel because that really pissed me off. And I
yeah, right,
remember long time.
right. But see, that's my point, man. You have an opinion about the Nintendo 64, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. But too many people online, if you voice your opinion, they just jump all over you, dude, instead of just respecting your opinion or agreeing to disagree. Like me and you, we agree to disagree about The Last of Us Part 2, right? That's one thing
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
agree to disagree on that.
And I still say Last of Us Part 2, it was, when it comes to technical sides, it was
Oh yeah,
freaking
yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I just didn't agree with the story.
Right. And that's the part
Yeah.
and that's
And
the part that right, and that's the part that me and you kind of agree to disagree on, but we're not at each other's throats about it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But too many people online are like, because I mean, dude, when The Last of Us came out, I don't know if you read some of the comments, but dude, people were just so shitty to each other, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was kind of the one skit I did, I referred to Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima because it seems that you have to hate the other and like the other when it comes to certain community. It's just really fucked up. But I do think a lot of it is because when you write your opinions down, it doesn't have any emotions and shit. So that kind of stirs people up too. If like every comment was video comment, I think we'd have much more civilized, but we'd also have a lot less commenters, but we'd have much more civilized conversation throughout there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
it's missing that something, like I used a lot of sarcasm. It doesn't always hit its mark in written form. That's just not everyone's gonna get it, or it just might be really badly written sentence or something. It's not, the community is what it is. Yeah.
I do think though, like you said, I do really think that a vast majority of people in the online gaming community are good, normal, reasonable people. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, like you said, the people that aren't have the loudest voice, and that's what everybody seems to pay attention to instead of the people in the community that are actually good. Like my experience with YouTube so far has been largely positive. My interactions with other people, other YouTubers, people on social media, it's been mostly positive.
Yeah.
Um, but the negativity seems to always be louder than the positivity online, unfortunately.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. And people don't mention the positivity that much, even though they get more of that. But when someone throws in negative, they just get so stuck on that, and they make it so huge subject that it just seems to kind of take over on its own, even though it's not even the biggest portion of the conversation. It's kind of, well, people are people. I guess we're just built this way where we get stuck on that.
Yep. Seems to be, man. Seems to be. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, man. So Listen, I think we're about to close out the podcast. So before we close out the podcast, do you have anything else you want to mention or bring up or talk about?
Oh, not really. I can't think of anything. It's been fun.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah, good.
I've loved having you on, man.
Yeah, yeah, great conversation. First, this type of podcast I've done. Uh, yeah, really enjoyed this.
Nice. Awesome, man. Glad you enjoyed it. And I definitely want to have you on again. I'm thinking about at some point doing a podcast where I have multiple people on at once, kind of like that are in our community on YouTube. So like
Yeah,
maybe you and Big Retro Show and some other people.
yeah, that would
And
be cool.
yeah, yeah, I think that could be a lot of fun, and that would give us all an opportunity to be able to talk face to face,
Yeah,
which is rare these days.
yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been a blast having you on, and again, everybody, I'll leave a link to Speedy's YouTube channel, Beyond the Useless Gaming, in the description down below. I highly encourage you to check that out, and I will leave his Twitter and Instagram. Is there any other links or social medias, or is it just mainly those?
No, it's Twitter and Instagram.
Cool,
That's it.
cool. Cool. Yep. I'll leave all that in the description down below, as well as his Mafia review, so that you can check that out. His latest review. Well, by the time this podcast comes out, you may have another review, but yeah. So check out the Mafia review, and if you like it, give the man a sub and check out some of his other videos because he puts out good content that I feel like most people would enjoy, unless you just don't like his style of humor. And if you don't, that's fine. It's not for everybody. But yeah, man. Again, thank you for joining the podcast, and definitely looking forward to having you on again. And me and you need to do another collaboration at some point, like we did that one time. I think that would be a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
yeah, it was great. It was great. Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
Cool. All right. Well, everybody, stay safe out there. Keep playing games and having a good time, and we will see you all in the next one later.